Hummer H2 team, I want to discuss with you some tips on upgrading your trim to black. It's very common for the trim to be faded to white or a very light gray. So starting off at the front, these handles I actually replaced. There's going to be a screw here, screw here. These are new handles. They're a lot thicker. It feels a lot better and a little beefier. I like the look. It's a nice little touch. You can find those two screws in the back right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This piece right here, not bad to take off. I actually did take off. There's 2 screws on that. I took that off, but it didn't come out very well when I did that piece. Right here, you take this off, three screws. This comes off 2. A lot of these are Torx. Some of these are Phillips. 2 for this. It slides right off. Doing the trim on this piece, the wheel well, it can be a little tricky because there's some push tabs that need to come out. But start from down here, work your way up, come across, and then there's some tabs inside that need to come off. This piece will be next. It's not bad. There's a couple of screws behind it. This piece I didn't take off. There's some funky tabs. I wasn't sure how they come off. I didn't mess with it. I masked it off. It came out just fine. I did touch up the mirrors, masked it off. I masked this off as well. I masked this off when I did that. You can actually touch up your wiper blades. There's a little button right here. You just click that off, pop it off, and you can get your wiper blades. It's a very nice touch to get these wiper blades looking black again. All right. When you're working on your roof racks, that'd be the best time to paint them because it could be a little tricky masking them off and painting them up top. This piece right here, it's glued down. I masked it off when I did the painting. I got this part too. I masked this off. It came out really well. Tip when you do this, I spray paint over this and just take a key, and you can just take a key and get the black off. And you put a little piece of tape inside. Either or is fine. Okay, coming down to the door handles right here. I masked this off when I painted this. I actually wrapped a piece of blue painter's tape around it. And to avoid getting paint on here. It came out really, really well. Okay, still got to show you the front. Working our way around. This piece actually comes out. There's 3 screws in here. It's very common for this to be broken. It just spins and comes out. So this is a nice touch up. I can't remember if I took that off or not. I think I might have masked this up. I can't remember. All right, this piece back here can be really funny. I ran into a lot of strip heads up top. Again, there's some push button ones right there. To get the rear bumper off, you're actually going to take these off. So the rear bumper was kind of annoying to get off. If anything else, if you have a tire carrier, make sure you have 2 people, because if you don't, it'll bend when you try to take it off, and that's what happened with me. I did it myself. So take the tire carrier off. It's a 2-man job. From here, you'll take these 3 screws off, take those 3 off. Actually, those are tire carrier mounts, so you'd already have those off. But you might find yourself in a situation where a prior owner took it off and then put these back on. When it comes to this rear bumper, it's in pieces when you're working on it. This is one piece, this is one piece, this is a piece, and there's like 2 pieces that come out, one here and one here. You'll see it when you take it off. And you want to make sure too that you get the harness right here, pop that off. That's located right above the M inside. It could be really tricky to get it to pop off because you don't want it to fall. So again, definitely want to have 2 people doing that. I did it by myself, but definitely would have been smarter to have somebody doing it with you. These, I discussed how to take these off in another video. There's 2 bolts, take them off, paint them. These are really easy to come off. There's just 2 screws on the inside. Again, up top, you can just mask this all off. These little pieces, take these off, put tape on them, and then you can get those touched up. All right. Okay, here's something cool. You want to get this popped off. This actually screws off, and it's a good move. I actually painted this. This is really faded, the antenna. It's something you don't see on vehicles anymore, is antennas, but let me tell you, they are, it's a cool look. It's different, and kind of just gives it a sick look. Anyway, pop those off, screw this off. You can touch up the antenna and get it looking black again. I did this one right here, that, same as the other side. I left this on, I didn't touch this. I'm going to talk about the grill real quick and how to take this off. So you can see I've got the front bumper. The front bumper is held on. This piece comes off. I should have shown you, but there's 2 clips or whatever, one over here, one down here, one over there. I think there's one in the middle too, but it just pops right off. And then to get the actual grill off, there's 2 bolts, one up top, one up bottom, pulls right up. To take the front bumper off, it's not too bad when you decide to do the trim on that. You take these caps off. They can be a little funny to get off. Just pop them off with a flathead. There's a bolt here and a bolt here. And let's see, yeah. And then there's a bolt here and a bolt there. Just 4 bolts hold this front. Wow, this thing is dirty. Oh my God. To get that to come off. Now, when I did get the front bumper off, these wings will come off. These wings are just held on by some screws. So you can take these wings off too and do them individually. But once I got the front bumper off, I didn't have to do anything else to it. So it was probably almost 3 weeks, I kid you not, taking these off. It was no joke. 3 weeks to almost a month taking this trim off, painting it, putting it back on. So when you do decide to take off this trim, what I would recommend is, I took it all off in one pull, and then I did all the pieces in my yard. But literally it was probably almost a month of painting. I kid you not. So it's just a couple tips when it comes to doing the trim on your vehicle. It's a time sink doing this trim. If I had to do it all over again, I would just do it one piece at a time, paint it, put it back on, mark it, paint it. It can turn into a serious project once you have all of the... You can buy these trim kits too on eBay, because a lot of these are going to be missing. So it's something else to think of. I can't tell you, a few of these I had to Dremel off underneath, specifically in the back. This is the worst. Up here was the absolute worst, getting those off. There's little brackets too that are going to need replaced that go over here, kind of like holder brackets. So don't underestimate when you do the trim on this vehicle. It is no joke. So if you have any other ideas for videos or comments on videos you want me to discuss, please let me know. I'd be glad to make them.